But Luke,
Yeah.
since your specialty is teaching adult classes,
Yeah.
adults can be, from a foreigner perspective with little experience, it's intimidating. It's intimidating because, like with kids, you can kind of mess up, you can get things
Uh-huh.
wrong, you can tell them
Yeah.
wrong things. There's a
Yeah.
lot of leeway there with
Uh-huh.
like making mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Where it's not, there's not so much with adults because they're the ones that are paying the money. They're the ones who
Yeah.
have expectations. And adults can kind of like sniff out BS. They can sniff out
Uh-huh.
when someone isn't sure. So why don't you give us some of
Mm-hmm.
your best
Mm-hmm.
approaches and ideas for teaching adult classes, whether one-on-one or like interview classes or any sort of adult classes?
Okay, first of all, you gotta have a clear goal of being the best teacher while you're working as a teacher. I want to be the best at what I'm doing right now. So before you go and start teaching, and you gotta research about what you're about to teach. Just because you were born and raised up in the States doesn't mean that you can be a communication expert, right? There's a lot of things you have to learn before you actually do it, right? So I would advise and know your content, know your stuff before you teach. Then students can recognize that. Students can feel that, how much you have prepared. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And as I'm teaching adults, I know they're, of course, it's hard, right? Because they're asking a lot. They're asking for more and more and more. If I don't teach well, then I'll be out of the game. I'll be out of the game. They're the ones who's paying out of their own pocket.
Yeah.
So, but
and that's intimidating.
Yeah, that's intimidating. But if you teach well, if they can see you're helping them out, right, better than anybody else, and you would get a lot of perks. You'd get a lot of opportunities because people, they're going to spread the word to their friends and their family members or whatever. They're going to bring more people to your class, right?
Right.
Then
so help us teach.
School can recognize. Oh, what happened? This guy's very popular. A lot of people they want to sign up for your class, right? This guy's class. What's going on? Then they start to kind of keep their eyes on you, right? Then you have a better opportunity to negotiate your salary the next year, right? You can have a more power to negotiate your salary, meaning that you can get paid more than other teachers.
Okay, but that's great. But before that part, I'm talking before that time when like teachers are confident in their teaching ability. Before that, help us get confident in our teaching ability. How do we have good classes with adults? Because there are all those benefits, but like I want to share with people some actionable ideas.
Okay, and first of all, once you step in, right, you're not going to speak Korean, so you don't have to feel really afraid of getting caught. My Korean is not so good. You're speaking your own language, right? So rest assured, you don't have to get really nervous about it. Most likely, students are really nervous about speaking English, right? So, and just you talk to yourself. Hey, I speak my own language, right? And no matter what kind of mistakes I make, and I think it's going to be fine. So with a mindset in mind, step in, and you're going to be more relaxed rather than get scared of, what if they judge me or whatever, right? Because they're like a very open-minded. Korean students very open-minded, right? So that's one thing that I can give out to new teachers who may be a little bit afraid and intimidated, and you're speaking your own language. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the that's the first advice, very tiny advice, but I think it's very powerful. The second advice is that don't try to speak too much, right? Because when you get nervous, you try to kind of speak as much as possible, but let your students speak more than you do, and give feedback. I think what native English speakers can do better than anybody, any teacher, I'm talking about Korean teachers, is that giving a feedback at the right time, at the right moment. And also, when you give feedback, don't stop them in the middle of them talking. Write things down. Bring your laptop or just bring your piece of paper and pen and take a note. Not everything, just a little bit. Take a note of the mistakes that you're spotting, right? And after that, right, after that person is done with talking, and you give him or her feedback kindly, And that's a really tiny, but that's a really great. It's going to take you a long way. You can go a long way with that. So giving a feedback,
you could
which is
turn
not like
lessons
yeah,
that into
yeah,
lessons.
yeah, 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 exactly. And once you start doing that, you gotta get you gotta get to notice what kind of mistakes Korean people are making, and you can even compile those feedback that you gave out to your students, and then make a list out of it. And now you can use that to create your own YouTube video or Instagram, and share with not only with your students, of course your students have to see, but also with some other people out there, because they can access your YouTube channel, right? Because it's on the public space.
And it'd be a review for their class.
Yeah, that way, and you don't have to think too much about what kind of content am I going to create, for today. Yeah, because you already got the lesson, you already got the content right there from your class. So while you're teaching, and you already got what kind of content you're going to cover, ready to go, ready to film. Even you can invite your students to your
ready to
YouTube
type
channel.
And put on a cool Instagram photo or something, right? Like, because many people would be shy. I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want to be on video. But you don't have to be. Like, write a blog post with like common Korean mistakes or Korean mistakes that I've found or something, and use that in your classes and double use the material.
Yeah, and it's going to stay there forever. And when you're like transitioning into another job, for instance, right? And a new employer, they take a look at what you have done, and there's a proof right there on the social media channel, YouTube channel, or whatever, right? Whatever you have been doing. Then they can recognize, wow, this guy has been working really hard as a teacher, meaning that maybe once this guy starts work for my company, he's going to do his best. They can kind of see that through what you have done. And I say, so that's what I would recommend. Instead of like thinking that, I'm really intimidated. What should I do? Hey, enjoy it. Enjoy every single moment of your life.
That's great advice. Yeah. Remember to enjoy it, especially with adult teachers. Like you said, you can build that relationship connection. And it's kind of, if you angle your classes where you're just kind of like hanging out, essentially, that's kind of through experience. And we've learned these tricks from our experience, that it's kind of like a hangout session. And I love that advice, because taking notes and giving meaningful feedback, that goes such a long way. Because as a language learner, that's something that's missing in my life without a teacher, is you need that feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm sitting here with my daughter, Sophia. She's recording this. And I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you like it and you want to see another video like it, then right next to me, you can click another video for a fun lesson idea or a teaching tip. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you get new videos every week. Keep teaching and keep learning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.